taking you through your trials and your tribulations to make you stronger
Yeah,
to pivot to
yeah.
the next level.
Because the next level requires you to be stronger than you once were.
Well, like, how did you get the Samsung ad?
That I'm glad you brought that up. I was on IG and I get a lot of spam, man. I get a lot of spam like trolls and all that. And then there's this lady hit me up. I was about to say name, but this lady hit me up and she was like, "Hey, I seen you on the gram and you're a musician. You look pretty cool. You'll be a good fit for the Samsung campaign." I was like, "Yeah, whatever. Let's just troll, whatever. It's a prank." And then she hit me up again, and I was like, "Okay, she's being very persistent." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." And I checked it out, and it was legit. And she said, "Yo, we would love you to be in our Samsung campaign to promote our new mobile that we have going on." And I'm like, "Cool." One thing led to another. Um, I slid that info to my band manager and the label I'm with now, and they took care of it from there. And then we did the shoot, and then I bonded well with everybody on set and everything. Everything went well. That they invited me to another campaign. So later on that year, so yeah, it was good. But the thing about that, and is that while that was happening and people were like congratulating me, like I didn't feel it. Like I wasn't present in that
Oh,
moment.
okay.
I couldn't grasp the rewards. I didn't take it seriously. Like I got the Samsung award, but I got the Samsung campaign deal, and I was just like, yeah, yeah, whatever. Like maybe like then I came to like a conclusion. I was like, man, why was I so mildly ego driven? Was it the people I was
Yeah.
with? Was it the content I was consuming? Was it the music I was listening
So
to?
what was the after the evaluation?
Hmm.
What did it come down to?
It came down to me thinking I was low key bigger than I thought.
I love that.
Yeah, if I'm being very honest right
Yeah, I
now,
love that you take
yeah,
the accountability
yeah.
to
If I was
understand that.
if I was very honest right now, everyone was like, "Yo, I saw it." There was people were saying, "Yo, I saw the Samsung thing. That's massive." People were saying, "That's massive. Congrats." In my head, I was just like, no, it's not. Exactly, exactly. And then as I grow through these experiences, I'm like, wow, did I full on just take that for like
Granted.
granted? Did I not take full advantage? Did I not network harder than I should have with the people that are working on set? Should I have shaken more hands? Should I have like been more open? Or was I just too busy just sitting on the chair on my phone while everyone was taking breaks? Like all of that. So I'm just like,
But then,
cool.
but then it's a lesson.
It's a lesson, 100%. So I'm glad that that's just weird to say, but I'm glad I conducted my way like that in the past. So when bigger and better things happen, I know not to be that
Like that.
that dude. Yeah, and it was kind of like maybe in that time I was going for my own transitional period.
Yeah. Well, it's like chapters.
It was chapters,
Our
but
lives are chapters, and that was a chapter in your book.
yeah, but I enjoyed that campaign. I enjoyed doing all that. It was like great experience. It was great exposure, and it was a bonus that they used my song not only in my segment but for everybody else's segment in the
I
campaign.
know. Like,
Yeah, so
how
it was
cool
very
was
fitting.
that? That was massive when I saw it.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
nah,
like when I saw
I
it, I'm
know
like,
that now.
Freddy, Samsung,
Yeah,
whoa.
I
And they used your song.
yeah. I guess the another way to break it down, I was kind of like playing with my blessings. You know what
Yo.
I mean? I was playing with my blessings, and I was kind of just like, yeah, everyone's saying it's a big deal and all that, but yeah, I don't know.
I
Like
thought it was huge.
now that I think about it, I'm like, wow, it
Because
actually
you've
was.
got international brand
Yeah,
that's using your song.
yeah. I was on like billboards and
I
everything,
know, like
and I was,
your song,
yeah, yeah,
your written piece of
yeah,
music.
yeah, exactly.
Like
And
that's amazing.
but now that I'm in a mode where I'm much more present than I ever was, like
Amazing.
now I can like reflect honestly and be like, whoa, Fred, you could have got a third campaign if you wanted to. You could have got a fourth
But
one.
remember, everything happens for a
Everything
reason.
happens for a reason, and I'm like, I was a totally different person.
And like, had you got another one, you could have portrayed yourself not good.
Yeah,
You could have,
exactly.
you could have
Yeah,
tainted your career.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Because the more like you get, the more. And if you were saying you were at that point where your mindset wasn't present and you just thought, oh, I'm too good for
yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Could you imagine if you got another campaign and you still had that same
Yeah,
mentality?
they would have canceled me. They would have
No.
been like,
So that would have
yeah.
been a major loss.
And knowing how big of a company Samsung is, they would have spread the word to every other
Totally.
big brand, being
So
like,
everything happens for a
yeah,
reason. Like I said, there are blessings and then there are
yeah.
blessings in disguise.
But I did have fun on that set. It was a great experience. I would so much do it again with any brand that makes sense, that aligns with who I am.
That's
But
cool.
we learn these lessons and we take these losses and we learn from them and we just elevate from that. And if I hadn't elevated from that, then I obviously wouldn't be here talking, to be honest. But because I'm able to like bring myself down to a very vulnerable place to share and
I love
expand
that.
who I am to people. I don't know who this is going to reach, but if there's someone out there that listens to it and they say like, "Hey, I can relate to this dude. I've never heard this dude before, but he seems like his mission in this life he went through is something I can relate to," then by all means, like join us. You know what I mean? Like let's connect. Let's do all that kind of stuff because like I'm here way more than ever as far as being present. So
I love that.
yeah, shout out Samsung. Love y'all.
Yo.
Give me another ad.
I love that.
Give me another ad.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Before you reach that point, I feel like that love you have to give to yourself
Absolutely.
is this where it starts off,
And
you
that's
know?
funny you say that because on my bio from like years ago for Facebook, my one was love yourself before you love others.
That rings true till today and
But like
forever.
so many people used to read it and be like, what? Because some
Yeah.
people will think you're being selfish. But it's cool you bring this up because in order, your cup needs to always be full. And the reason they call your cup overflowing, everything that overflows over that cup, that's for everyone else around you.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole cup of being full, that's you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you can't give if your cup is half.
True.
Because it's not purely giving.
But
And
even if you do, that's a sacrifice.
totally, but
Yeah.
that's where you get angry or you
Become
overthink
bitter,
things or
become
that's
resentful.
why that's it. That's why
Yeah.
it's important to keep your cup full.
Mm-hmm.
And everything that overrunneth is for everybody else. And I love that concept.
Yeah. It's true. And it's gonna be true for the rest of time, to be honest.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
because yeah, you really do have to love yourself, and that's not loving your appearance. That's loving everything on the inside.
Accept your flaws.
Yo, and then everything on the outside you will love because when you love what's within, it comes without.
Absolutely.
You know.
For real
Like
though.
a hashtag
Yeah,
moment.
nah, for real though. Nah, that reigns supreme.
Yeah,
Always and
totally.
forever.
Yeah, I love that. So you know, like some of your songs that you've written,
Mm-hmm.
what is a hook that has stayed with you? You know, like
A
one of your
hook?
choruses in one of your songs that has always spoke volumes into what you do.
Oh, I would say where we?
It could be from the past, it could be from like recent. Like, is there any one of the hooks where you're just like it just really resonated?
I'm trying to think, hey, I'm trying to think of the new stuff I have.
Cool.
I'm trying to think of the new stuff I have. Trying to see if I can find some gems on that. One of my latest songs that I'm gonna drop.
Don't worry, guys. I will drop some of his music in this.
Yeah, of course. I say something like, it's a true story. I say, it's simple. I go, I used to do construction for a bit. Now I'm lit, since digging into something different. I traded the tradie boots for the tailored suits. It suits me more because it's fitted. I'm looking like a brown James Bond, but where I'm from, they're gonna talk down if you're on your mission. If talk poppy, I pop that talk, then I pop that cork, sit back and I sip it. So that's pretty much me saying like, I used to work this job. It wasn't for me. I left, and ever since I left, things have been serving me right because I put myself out of that zone. And now that I'm here, all I gotta say is that like, y'all can try to dismiss that fact and the effort all you want, but I'm still gonna go up from here. That's what I say. I say, if to a poppy, I pop that talk, then I'll pop that cork. I'll sit back and I sip it because while you're out there trying to like minimize my efforts, I'm out here. I'm lapping it up. I'm just doing my thing. So like, just yeah, just off the bat, that's the first thing that came to my head.
Say that one more time, please.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
whole thing.
There's a bit of cursing in it. It's like, yeah, I'll try not to. Yeah, I go. I used to do construction for a bit. Now I'm lit, since digging into something different. I traded the tradie boots for the tailored suits. It suits me more how it's fitted. I'm looking like a brown James Bond. Where I'm from, they can talk down if you're on your mission. Forget tall poppy. I pop that talk, then I pop that cork. Sit back and I sip it. Boy,
I could so use that tall poppy one as my like intro.
Yeah. If tall poppy, man,
so
that
good.
why is tall poppy normalized? Like, it's because like
people
people just can't get it from themselves, and they cling down on people that are getting it for themselves.
Like,
And
since you have have you lost any friends or has your circle changed
no,
since you've like stepped into doing what you do?
no, if anything, I've gained.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've gained.
Awesome.
Like my partner was telling you about,
Yeah.
and all of that. I've gained, and I'd like to say that I've strengthened and fine tune some of like my relationships
Mhm.
and friendships. But that all starts with me doing that fine tuning within myself. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I need to dial in and really see what I'm about. I need to do the shadow work. I need to do the mental game so I can go out there and be a better person for everyone. And the beautiful thing about doing the inner work is that everyone benefits from it. And everyone your inside like it radiates and people are attracted, people want to come to you, people want to talk to you. And it's not even on a paparazzi like hustle and bustle stuff. It's just like people sense it. People sense and they want to, you know,
That's
they want to
exactly right.
engage and want to come through. And I get that. Even when I'm out and about, I have people like just random people come up to me and they just want to talk. And I'm like, why? Why do people want to come talk to me? Why do you strangers put this like this trust in me? And like they don't know me, but then I'm not gonna do them wrong. So like I don't know. I kind of stopped questioning it back then and started accepting it
Well, just
now.
like what I recently said is that I can pick up good energy,
Yeah,
and they
well,
can pick up good
I
energy.
guess that's what it was.
That's what it is.
But for a
Totally.
long time, I was kind of like,
What are you doing?
yeah, I was kind of like burdened by it. I was like, oh, what you want me to? No, 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 no. But now I'm just like, oh, cool. You see good in me enough to trust me with to hold your dog while you're going to the shop,
Yeah, yeah.
like stuff like that. Or like, oh, bro, can you watch this? Da, 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 da. I'm like, yeah, cool. I can do that for you.
That's a blessing.
It is a blessing, and I feel like I'm playing with it for a minute. You know what I mean? But you know, once you do that work, and once you like kind of like I said, once you dial into yourself, kind of see what works and what doesn't, and how people like perceive, how people perceive and respect you, or how people not perceive and disrespect you, as how you handle it.
Yeah, totally. It's crazy too. Like listening to you speak, you do have like a rap to how you come off with your
Oh,
speaking.
I guess that's just second
It's
nature. Eh?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. No, that's
because
cool. That's
people used to be
cool.
like, "Bro, Fred, you talk way too fast." I'm like, "I do."
I
Uh.
don't feel like you talk way too fast. I think you like to articulate what you speak
Oh, okay.
into.
I mean, I try
Yeah,
to
like you
articulate.
like to really articulate it, which is something that rappers do because what you're trying to get out there is you're trying
Mm,
to speak into things. So of
yeah,
course you're going to
exactly.
articulate it, like you know.
And another way I see it is because like I respect and value this conversation, so I feel like it deserves the best articulation from me.
Oh,
You know
thanks,
what I mean?
Fred.
But I'm like that with like anyone I feel that way with.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Like if you think
cool.
about it, you brought me into your house, you've set up this camera, you went out of your way to buy these new mics, you made me coffee, and I'm like, oh wait, the best way I can return that service is the humility and this cool conversation we're
Yeah,
having.
yeah,
That and I
yeah.
feel like it deserves like my ultimate attention, me being present and me trying to articulate my words so
No, it's
we can
good.
have
It's cool,
this
man.
great chemistry that we
We're
have.
having great
Yeah,
combos.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's really
totally.
good.
And like, it's crazy too because I remember back when me and Freddie were working together, he did speak to me on what he was doing, and I remember saying to him like sky's the limit. Like
Um,
you've got this,
yeah,
and you're doing it.
yeah. No, thank you. Yeah,
You're
thank
doing it.
you.
And you were a bit nervous, man.
Oh man,
You were
let's
like,
talk about it.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
talk about it.
I remember he was just like, oh, and I was just like, no, this is awesome. Because for me, I feel when someone steps out of their comfort zone, I feel like that's just the most amazing thing you could do for
Yeah,
yourself as a person.
yeah.
And to be able to even try it
Uh huh.
and like,
That's that bravery
yeah, and
kicks in
then
as
going
well.
back into work and then jumping back into it. But that's being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
100%.
Uh huh.
You're gonna keep going back and forth because the honest truth of it is people watch other people doing entrepreneurship and they have an idea of what they think it should be.
Uh huh.
But everyone's journey is different. And even if you're on the same journey as someone else and they're going in front of you, that's their journey.
Mhm.
Like and that's what I feel is probably one of the hardest things about being an entrepreneur. It's just understanding that this is your journey and that's their journey.
You can't
And
compare.
separating yourself from it.
You can't
And
compare.
yeah, but
Yeah.
that's what a lot of people do. They compare.
Yeah.
But it's like, no. We are all individually made through God.
Yeah.
Like
I
he
feel like
did
yeah.
not make us to be the same.
I feel like because we live in an age where it's very very easy to compare yourself.
Totally.
Like we can see the world
Especially with
within our
social
phone.
media.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
We can go around the world and see people from around the world on our phone, and I think they say something like even like an hour's worth of social media is like harmful for your mental health.
Social media is really bad because once you jump on it, you don't stop. Like
Yeah,
like and like before you know it, 3 hours
the
is gone.
mindless scroll.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's why, like just for example, I'm in affiliate marketing and part of what we do is content.
Yeah.
And that's why it speaks to a lot of people. But a lot of people can't make content
Uh
because they're
huh.
not confident enough.
Yeah.
But like to step out of your comfort zone, you have to be uncomfortable.
You have to shake hands with the unknown.
100%.
because you already know what happens in and on. Nothing. Comfort zone.
Totally.
Ceilings. You know what I mean? It just.
And you know what? For some of us, maybe 9 to 5 is something that you want to do, and I think that all props to you.
100%.
You know,
100%.
and for
Yeah.
me, going into being an entrepreneur, I would never look at someone that's within a workforce with any lack of respect or anything else, because I respect that to the most of it all. Because my parents, that's how I was brought up, from my parents working a 9 to 5, and that's all that I've known. But the reason I wanted to step out is because I want to be of service to people.
Yeah.
That's the honest truth. And and as well as, looking after my family and stuff, but the ultimate goal for me is to serve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's for me.
Yeah. 100%.
So like, what would you say is your ultimate goal of what you're trying to do?
My ultimate goal, if I'm trying to do, like how I said on that Jay-Z quote, like the idea is to not get super rich and not to get super famous, but the idea is to have your God-given talent and use it as your service the best possible way you can. And that's pretty much me. That's what I'm doing now. That's like my goal. I'm like living out, and at times, yeah, it is challenging, but hey, if it was easy, you know the saying, anyone and everyone could do it. But yeah, that's the goal, to like always strive to be the best version of myself. And even when I get to a 2.0 version of myself, I'm just like, I wonder what 3.0 looks like.
Yeah.
And even when I'm not at 2.0, people would come up to me like, oh, yo, you look like 2.0. And I'm like, wow, that's perceptions. Perceptions,
Well,
people with
this is
different
the thing.
mindsets
You
and all
have
that.
to. So we all have goals. We all have, something that we're pushing for. You have to live at the end state of that.
The end state?
Yeah. So like, where do you see yourself? The where do you see yourself in the future? Like, where do you visualize yourself? And the end state is accomplishing that. And that's where you need to live.
Yeah.
In the present, that persona,
Mm-hmm.
and it will gravitate into the universe, and that's what will become.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who you are.
Yeah, that's very valid.
Yeah,
But,
absolutely. Because like, have you seen so many people? And it comes down to that saying, "Fake it till you make it." And as crazy as it sounds, because you never want to be fake, but like sometimes there are certain things that you do need to fake, and you will eventually grasp onto it, and it will become natural.
Yeah,
and it won't be fake anymore.
Yeah, I guess that's the sense of like the way I hear that is like you getting out of your comfort zone. You know what I mean? Like you go and get out of your comfort zone and just taking those steps, and those steps turn into strides, and then those strides turn into you running your own thing. And that's what I've always believed in. I've always believed that like I could be that person for myself.
Because like, do you eventually want to have your own recording studio, or like?
Yeah, I definitely would. Like I feel like we live in a time where you don't have to book out like a big fancy studio.
Totally.
Like
I agree.
I could set up right here. Like I
agree.
don't need much to make great music. Like I don't need much.
Do you make your own beats or?
No, I don't make my own beats. I have my guy Millie Mouths. Shout out Millie Mouths. He's my producer, and I've been like linking up with him this year. I've always known him. I met him like end of 2019, 2020, something like that.
Has he been making beats for quite some time?
Yeah, he has. He's always been interested in the music, and we have a lot in common.
So what's his MC name?
No, he's just a producer. His name is Millie Mouths. Millie. It's called him Millie. Yeah, so he's a producer / DJ, and yeah, he's a top guy. And yeah, I've been chilling with him as far as like music goes, and just even just personal growth. Yeah. And we've been making some cool music, and this is what we're going to like release like this spring, summer, and leading on to next year without exposing too much. But that's what I work with as far as beats go. For the pen, that's all me. I write all my songs and all that.
So, like, do you have moments where you're just driving, all of a sudden, just like a
yeah? I get my phone out and I memo it.
Awesome.
My voice memo.
That's cool, man.
If it's like slow road, if it's like I'm driving out east and it's a slow road, yeah, I can have time to like pull it out and like write it. But the best thing for me to do, is voice memo it, because I can write it down, but I may forget how I said it. I may forget the tone.
That's true.
The ideal cadence. I can write down like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm like, oh wait, how did I think I was going to say this again? It was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's why I have to like voice memo it, because I have to get that flow, and flow is what rings in people's ear. Because if you have a good flow, if you've got good rhythm, got good melodies, the whole world will listen to you.
Do you feel like so would you say, are you a bit of a dancer as well, or would you
No, I'm the worst. Nah, oi, don't get me to dance, bro. Don't even bring that up around me. I'm horrible. Yeah, we know you're good at dancing.
I
We know you're good at dancing, but I'm horrible, bro. Nah,
No,
nah, I'm
not
not
the
a
vibe.
dancer.
Not the vibe.
I mean, do I enjoy dance? Of
But like,
course.
do you just like? Are you the guy that just stands and kind of just rocks to the beat?
Pretty much, yeah.
But
Pretty
like
much, I'm just like
but
a.
when you're on stage, how do you lyrically perform in terms
Oh,
of
stage. That's way different.
like?
That's way
Do
different.
you feel like you're a different persona when you're on the stage? Like, do you change from being Freddy to like this other?
That's a good question. If I change, I like to think I change in a sense of like I'm tapping into.
Like you know how you have your outer ego.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Y'all
100%.
because
Yeah.
Beyonce classes hers as Sasha Fierce.
Uh huh. Yeah.
So I've always
I
asked
I
anyone
still
in
the same.
artistry like
Yeah. I still the same Freddie Reynolds when
okay.
I hop on stage, but the way I conduct myself on stage is not how I'm out and about.
But do you feel like are you like hand gestures or do you just do you just like to reference to the mic? Like do you try to
Um.
do eye contact?
I'm yeah. I'm all of it. I'm
Yeah.
all of it. I'm not backflipping. I'm not. I don't have backs. I don't have backup dancers. I'm not crowd surfing. I'm too happy for that.
You
I
just
just
relate with your crowd.
yeah. If all the hardship I've been through,
Yeah.
if there's anything that I'm always solid in is putting on a
I
performance.
love that.
Like once that mic is in my hand, and once the people in front of me, and once that music starts playing, everything that I worried about
That's what I
before,
mean.
yeah,
That's the outer ego. Like in terms of like this is me.
I'm
Like I'm
I'm
home.
there's no other way I could be more present than being on that stage. Because I can't be thinking about the past and the future if I'm on that
Totally.
stage. I'm gonna mess up. You know, I'm gonna
But like
miss.
you're just doing your
I'm gonna
thing.
slip. But if I'm there and I'm present and people are there vibing or not, and on that note, there's been many gigs I've had that I performed in front of people that don't know me,
And don't give it back to you. Like
and
the energy.
yeah, and that's off-putting. But what I kind of calculated is that the only reason why people are standing there because they're taking the time to process you because you're a new artist to them. They don't know where you used to work. They don't know about this. They know anything. They don't. Yeah, not even that. They probably won't even know my
So
name.
now you pretty much just gonna like spit your lyrics so they can see the person that you
Yeah,
are.
yeah. But I used to feel discouraged when people just standing there with their drink
I
and
don't
being
blame
like,
you because I feel like that when I speak into like spaces with a whole lot of people
"Yep,
and I'm getting no love back.
yeah,
Like the expression is
yeah,
just like ugh.
yeah." And whatever people going through in their heads at the moment, like
We're all
I don't
different.
take it personally. That's not
Exactly.
that. I don't take it personally, and I understand that you're taking the time to process me and be like, okay, who's this guy? Let's see him, what he's about. And because I've done the same, I'll go to a gig where I don't know this person, but I'll be like, okay,
And then they
yeah.
start to
But
like
it doesn't take long for me to get a vibe check. I just see people just stand there the whole time with their drink. Me, I just see a few couple words in, feel the beat, feel the vibe, see the stage presence, and be like, I'm a fan. Yo, I'm subscribed.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm subscribed. Like, yo, I like that. Yeah, I'm here for it. And then I let loose.
Well, like who would you say as some of artists that you look up to?
That I look up to.
Yeah, like that's really
Oh
like,
man,
resonated with you and you just love.
I've always loved. I always get looked sideways by this. I would say Drake, and there's a reason why I say Drake, and the reason why I get the side eyes is because Drake is a mega pop star, mega artist that we're all aware of. And some people think I like it because of that element of it. It's like no. I've been following this man's career.
His lyrics are amazing.
Yeah, his lyrics back in the day.
Lyrical genius.
Yeah, he used to be very vulnerable, and he used to talk about his hardships. He used to talk about like the come up, and he used to talk about like his parents' separation. And he would talk about all of that.
That's you being true to what you truly followed. We've got a lot
Yeah,
of people where they call it like where you just jump on the bandwagon.
yeah.
When they're up.
That's why people look at me like, oh, you
Oh,
just like Drake's
yeah.
radio stuff. I'm
But
like, nah,
you've
man.
known him from back then.
I'm talking about like 2007. Like
Yeah.
I'm talking about '06 when I was intermediate. Like when I first saw this guy and his music, I was like, I like how clear he is. I like the way he announces words. I like enunciates words. Sorry, and I like the way
I love that.
his tone is a bit higher. And I like to rap in a higher pitch because I feel like my voice cuts through the beat. Because if it's like high and sharp or just slice through any production, and I see that's what he does. That's what people with like Jay-Z does. When Jay-Z raps, he's got like a high pitched voice, and it works, and it's unique, and it fits him. And I'm like, cool. I guess I should apply that with the vulnerability, with the like humility.
What are your thoughts on like Eminem?
Oh yeah, legend,
I love his lyrics.
legend,
I love
legend,
his like. You can really like because my brother loved Eminem.
legend.
Like, but then he loved like old school rap, like back.
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
old school
Oh hell,
rap.
yeah. Same
You
here.
know, the ones that really like Clan.
Yeah, talk
Like,
about it.
you know,
Nas, Biggie,
yeah,
all
like
of them.
old
Yeah,
school,
yep.
right? And like another one is Tupac, who was a
Oh,
genius.
come on now.
Even his, have you seen all his quotes are just wild.
Yeah,
It's like
very passionate,
those
very
are very
strong.
much in the present. Like his
Yeah,
quotes speak on the
yeah.
present.
What do you say? We got money for war, but can't feed the poor. You know what I mean?
Because I literally, I don't know what it was, but I was flicking through something and it just gave me all the different like Tupac,
Yeah,
and it was crazy.
that guy's a man. And people like his name is still relevant.
Oh, absolutely.
Like they talk about Tupac like how people talk about Shakespeare. Nah, he's my guy. He's my number one.
I'm not gonna lie, I do love Juicy, but
Yeah, yeah.
yo,
Biggie's. I'll say Biggie's my number
I
one.
love the beat.
Yeah, he was an enormous figure to hip hop, to the culture, and he's still crowned king of New York, 25, 30 years plus. And yeah, rest in peace to those two. But yeah, Biggie's my guy, and I cannot relate with Biggie at all. He was like a hardcore drug dealer from Brooklyn from
And
the
like
late '80s, and his hardships. But
solo mom.
he was so dope. He was just undeniable.
And he was just real.
He was just real. He was just
like,
dope.
His
His
way
flow.
of rapping and just like his voice was just, it was him.
It was him, and it was effortless, and people bought it, and that was effortless, and that's why I love Biggie. But what I love Drake is I can relate. I can relate with Drake. I can relate.
I feel like most things in life is about relatability.
It has to, and I feel that's how Drake grows up because he was talking about relationships. He was talking about being vulnerable, and a lot of people weren't doing that. People were too gangster, And then once he cracked that code, it opened the doors for a lot of us, like myself, like you know what I mean. But Drake's stuff now, I can't relate to it. It sounds good. He's just too mega rich. It's out of my bracket, and I can't relate to that. But do I listen to it? Does it sound good? Of course. But his old stuff is what made me be like,
But like, what
damn.
about now? Who are you vibing at this point of your career?
Vibing with now, I would have to like tap into my phone, but I don't want to get it right now. But I've been listening to like a lot of like UK house, UK garage. Like I've always liked that UK garage freestyler 2000s PlayStation 1 type buzz. I like that Y2K aesthetic. So what our mission was to be mixing that UK garage type drum bass with like with NZ rap, and yeah, with NZ rap. And am I the first person to do it? No. And am I a pioneer of it? Well, maybe we'll see how it goes. But like,
You gotta try things.
yeah, exactly. And I'm trying new music. I try to like swoop away from like music that's very familiar to me because I feel like that's a sense of like comfort zone. Your comfort zone. You got comfort eating, comfort watching. You go to your go-to shows, whatever. And I feel like that's with me and music. So I always have to try and like expand my palette. And sometimes I don't get it the first time. Sometimes I'll be like, this song's trash, and then I come back to it and be like, actually,
You could twist a bit of words.
yeah, I'm actually, yo, this is it. But yeah, I'm heavy on the UK scene, the garage house scene. That's always a vibe. Um, I listened to Nas's album. He dropped the Magic 3.
Like,
Yeah.
Are you currently on Spotify with your music?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
like, if anybody is wanting to like listen to some of your
Yeah.
stuff, where would they find you?
So pretty much anywhere that streams music and that streams like videos and all, like YouTube, just like type in my name, Freddy Reynolds, and you'll come up. Oh, come up,
Awesome.
Yeah, and like subscribe and like spread the word because word of mouth is still powerful, and it never die. That's number one. I don't care how big social media gets.
Everybody will want to like hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
From another person. Oh my gosh, did you check out?
Especially if it's someone that you trust, and you know each other's taste. And if the bro goes up to the other bro like, hey, have you heard of Freddie Reynolds? It's like, nah. I was like, gee, you should check it out. I reckon you'll love it. That's stronger.
Yeah.
That's stronger than someone sending the link to you.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Like sometimes people will be like, oh yeah, here's the link, and you just like bypass.
Yeah, you don't have to click it.
Yeah.
But when someone tells you like,
you're like, yo,
when someone convinces you,
away,
yeah.
like, okay.
It sounds like, yo, Ann, straight up, you need to listen to this artist. I reckon you'll love it. You'll be like, oh, fine, let's see what the hype's about. And then, yeah, word of mouth for support.
That's so cool to like help others that are trying to really like push themselves out there, like support. And it comes back to you as a person as well. When you support another, you will get that support from another.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's what you give out to the world will come back to you.
Well, on that note, I feel like there's a lot of people heavy on the surveillance and not so much on the support. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real. That's why social media is so like.
That's why you shouldn't take social media seriously.
Yeah.
Honestly, don't take social media seriously.
Isn't true.
I have
Like,
fake it till you make it.
yeah.
Straight up.
Half
Straight
of it
up.
is just like, and it's sad too because like
It's
people
highlight
that-
reels.
It is because people that make it, into the big time get stories made up about them all the time. Like half of what you watch isn't even real.
That's why you have to really prepare yourself. Like the
Absolutely.
higher your goal and your ambitions are, the more scarier things are gonna be because it's just not gonna get easier. Like Biggie said, more money, more problems.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true. But if you embrace it, it gets better.
Yeah.
You just gotta embrace it.
Yeah.
Embrace it and just keep moving forward.
Like things have to become harder for you to become
So
solid.
anything ever easy.
Yeah.
And if it is easy, something's not right.
True.
Straight up.
True.
Something's not right.
True.
Nothing should ever be easy. Unless you've earned it to get to that pinnacle point. But it still has to be hard to get to that point.
Maybe that's what like discipline is. Like discipline is the act of making today hard so tomorrow can be a little bit easier.
I love how you said that because with routine is what makes people successful and really understand like having a routine and like is so important.
It is.
So important.
It is because it's easy to get lost when you have no routine. You get stuck in this rut. You get in this mix.
Have you ever felt yourself procrastinate?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? A proven fact is procrastination isn't being lazy. It's not being lazy.
What's procrastination?
Procrastination, you do that because you're scared of the unknown or you're delaying it because you just don't know how it's going to turn out. So you find ways to procrastinate.
Like distract.
Totally.
Oh, okay.
So procrastination isn't about being lazy.
There's levels to it.
It's about blocking yourself from what you need to do.
Yeah.
Whereas maybe like, I got to go record a song and just end up sitting down and scrolling or doing something.
True.
And then it's like, but you need to do it.
Damn. I say, there's levels.
Isn't always being lazy. Procrastination is the mind trying to delay what you need to do in order to get to the next level. And so, like, we all do it. Even with myself, like some days I know I need to do some stuff within my, my affiliate marketing and stuff. I procrastinate. But then I have to be awareness and what I speak to you about, and it has to be like, come on, man, you got to
do it. No one's gonna do it. No one's gonna do it for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. When you said procrastination, I was thinking like procrastination is like, oh man, I need a shower. Oh, I can wait.
Yeah.
Like that small level of procrastination. Yeah.
Is kind of holding you back from your dreams.
Damn, that is.
Especially when you're an entrepreneur. You can't
afford to procrastinate.
And like as much as people are like, oh, that's so bad, like time is money, but time is money. And like
time is valuable.
If you want to you can't replace time.
You can't.
Time doesn't exist.
I would say
We only say it exists because we created the 24-hour. We did it
because it's digital and it's analog.
Yeah, but like a man created 24 hours, but time doesn't exist.
Time actually doesn't exist. No. There's night and there's day.
Yeah, and then before you know it, it could be your time. And people are always like, oh, whatever. Like, one of my biggest things is tomorrow is not promised. Honest truth, though.
Yeah.
You can walk out the door and that's it.
Like I would say, like, I can tell you exactly how much money I have. I can never tell you how much time I have, though. You know what I mean? Time is valuable.
Like, that's the thing. That's why I always say it's not about having all this money because when you pass away, then what?
Yeah.
And you can give it to your family and so forth. But like that's when it comes down to if you don't know how to handle money, it will be gone in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's why like people that win lotto, they like win $2 million.
They go stupid.
They're bankrupt.
Because they never had that before.
Yeah, and you just don't know what to do with money.
Yeah.
Like money knowledge is important.
Yeah.
Super important. Like just to learn about how to understand money and how to let it flow through.
Never stop learning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Straight up, just never stop learning because.
Like, are you reading any books at the moment, or you've got a favorite podcast that you listen to on the daily?
I'm not reading any books. To be honest, never been the biggest reader. If I do,
I love podcasts and stuff.
Podcasts is where it's at because I can just like drive.
It resonates.
Yeah, and especially
some people will be sitting and like.
Yeah, write it down. Yeah, especially with like the podcast I've been watching, the cheat code, man. They drop so much knowledge, so much game that like you honestly feel like you have to pay for it. Like you'd get this talk from like a music exec, like a P Diddy. Like that's how like rich this info is that they give out. And yeah.
Do you feel like who do you surround yourself with? Like are these like-minded people?
To be honest, like the only people that are in my life rotation would be my missus and my producer, Millie Mouths. And obviously I get support from both ends. I don't really like to surround myself with too many people these days. Like I'm aware of how important it can be to be selfish with your energy. That is very contagious, and I say that saying that other people's energies are contagious as well. But like, I just do me. I'm on some like lone wolf things, and that's not even by choice. That's just by nature by now. So it's just like, yeah, the less people I'm around, the better my head spaces, the better I can move and conduct myself. But when it comes to like meeting up with like friends and my boys, people I haven't seen for in a while, even family, oh yeah, definitely we'll come together and rejoice. But other than that, when I'm in my own season, I like to be on my own.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, people always think you have to have like a massive group of friends. No, you
Oh
don't.
no,
No, you don't. You
no,
just got to surround yourself with the people that are right for you, that add value to your life, and that are going to support you through whatever you go through, vice versa.
absolutely.
Yeah, like they always say that if you can count this many friends on one palm of your hand, that's enough.
Uh huh.
Like, for support within
Because
your
what
life.
happens when you have these big ass groups of friends,
Totally.
or even many groups of
Yeah,
big
but then
friends.
people like have something to say, and then everything gets taken out of
I'm
context,
just,
and then it's just unvalued.
I'm just peace over popularity right now.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah,
I'm the same.
peace is like very important, and if I can have that peace, if I can have peace and passion
I'm the same.
or praising, then we good.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm the same. I like, if anything, I'm just trying to do me.
Yeah, and that's working.
Yeah.
I see that 100%.
Yeah, I'm just trying to do me and fulfill my purpose, and and what God's given me to be
Yeah.
able to put it out into the world and do good by all.
And on that, I guess there's a lot of people that like struggle to find what their purpose is, and they walk around with like their heads down and all that, and they project it on other people, and that's no one's fault. That's no one's fault. Like every time something like this passes my way, I always just say to myself, like, Lord, forgive him for not knowing any better. Ignorance is bliss.
Absolutely.
That's why I don't
Absolutely.
take it personal anymore. I'm just like,
Well,
okay,
that's why, like,
that's what you have to say.
that's why the numbers are 1%. 1% of the world is taking a risk on themselves.
Yeah,
1%.
you got to be part of that 1%.
1%.
Be that 1% for
Yeah,
yourself.
but that's crazy though.
Yeah.
1%. And
Yeah.
it shows you. And I don't like. I'm not gonna say that it's easy, but I'm definitely gonna say, is it worth it? 100%. The hard times and the good times. Every single part of
Yeah.
the journey is worth it.
And even things like that, just switching your words from is it easy to is it worth it? Like, oh, this is hard, but programming that rather to say it's worth it. It's worth it.
Totally, because everything you put out is 100% what's going to come back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I fully, wholeheartedly speak into that.
I think I heard an interview with someone saying that he says, "Oh, I've never seen anyone put 100% in something and not win and not be successful.
Absolutely.
100% to be that 1%." He said he's never seen anyone commit to that and not win and not be
Totally.
successful from that. So proof is in the pudding.
Totally, because within I am in the retail sector, and when I've gone hard, and you've been around me,
Yeah. Yeah.
and part of my
You do your thing.
When I do my thing, I do it good.
Yeah.
And I make it work, I'm challenged.
Uh-huh.
And if it's gonna burn, it's gonna burn right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if I'm gonna burn, I'm gonna make sure it's done. Yeah, and I love it. If you can thrive on hardships and just really just take everything as it is and just persevere,
Yeah.
the accomplishment at the end is superb.
And when I say hardship, I just say that in the fact of highlighting like my own experiences. I know there's people that have been like homeless, there's people that have had it like rougher than me, and I thank God that I've never had to go through poverty. I've been privileged enough to be brought up in a way that yeah, we had struggles, we weren't rich, we weren't poor, but we're somewhere in the middle doing our thing. Yes. Yeah, so I just wanted to make that clear. Like when I say hardship, I'm not like a refugee. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? Like I'm not this, not disrespecting anyone else's hardship. Like I know, yeah, there's people that have had it worse than us and better than us, and we're just here to highlight, our experiences. So no disrespect.
Our point of view on
Yeah, yes. So it's all subjective, and it's all like I should have put that out in the beginning, but like, hey, better late than never.
Yeah, absolutely. And like the reason I made this platform is to be able to speak to everyone that is going to jump on and watch this, and hopefully you can take whether it's a sentence or just an experience from this platform. I really hope it resonates with you guys because this is why I do what I do.
Yeah.
Because I want everyone in this world to have success, whether it's within being an entrepreneur, whether it's within artistry, whether it's at university or school, whatever inspires you, like just go for it.
You gotta know yourself.
Absolutely.
You gotta know yourself.
Just do it.
Yeah.
And everyone always, I have to say, the slogan that Nike came up with is absolutely
That's the best.
phenomenal.
It's the best thing ever.
Just do it.
That's the best thing ever.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's the truth though, because there are days where I wake up and I have to like just for an example, go to the gym. I'm like, I don't even want to go. But do I go?
Yeah.
Do I feel amazing afterwards? Absolutely.
That morale just goes bang.
100%, because I've released a million endorphins and I'm sitting there like, come on man, get up girl.
And you overcome the procrastination, everything else, and then you just did it. You just do it.
You just do it. Even if you don't want to do it, just do it. Once you get to a point where it
discipline.
Just becomes natural. Okay.
That's discipline, yeah.
Yo,
of course it's gonna be hard in the first day,
absolutely.
first week, first month. Of course it is.
But when you look at yourself
We'll start
in the
from
mirror
somewhere.
after a few months of doing what you haven't been wanting to do, you're gonna love yourself.
You know why? Because everyone wants the instant gratification.
Absolutely.
No one likes
ever instant.
No one likes to delay that.
Yeah.
Like the longer you delay it,
you have to go through a delay period something in order to get
honestly,
the gifts and the.
I feel like I've honestly gone through like the longest delay, and I know that sounds like I'm complaining, but it would sound like complaining if I gave up. You know what I mean?
No, but you're acknowledging it and moving forward.
Yeah.
You have to acknowledge your delay period because then people are going to think, oh, it was all good from the get-go.
Yeah.
And that's not true.
And I like how you introduced the delay period to me, because within that delay period, it's like you either waiting or you working. Which one you doing? Like
Totally.
I'd rather work on myself, on this music, on future plans, and as well being present rather than just sitting around and waiting for a miracle. No, we have to work and create that miracle.
Because, everything is transformation.
Yeah.
You go from being this one. You go from being your old self to being your new self, and that's your higher being.
Yeah.
It's like
it's the evolution.
Where your purpose is.
Yeah.
And that's why it takes so much work, because every lesson across your journey is teaching you something that's going to help you when you get to being your higher self.
Yeah, and when you get to your higher self, it may not be what you expected.
No,
maybe it's better than you, because things change.
It's always better.
Yeah.
Everybody that I've spoken to, it's always better. Always. Because you go through your crying, your hardships, your depression, your everything.
Yeah.
To get to just like this amazing moment.
Yeah.
But you're gonna keep chasing something else. So you're never gonna stop.
Of course, there's always things to chase.
Absolutely, and you learn to be selfless through the process. Because selfless is love and kindness.
And the opposite of that, being selfish with
loving yourself.
being selfish with your time and your energy.
Absolutely.
If you feel like it's more important to stay in and hone in on your skills rather than go out and about, then please don't burden yourself, or don't feel guilty about having to be selfish and telling people no. Because the people that accept your no are going to be the real ones. People that are not going to take anything away from you while you're doing this, and they're still supporting, even though you say no to the outing, they're still going to be there.
I love no's.
Yeah.
No's are great. You just got to look at it on a positive outlook. Because I don't know, this one that I always say, with every rejection is God's protection.
Damn.
Because He's just protecting you, because that path wasn't meant for you.
True. Damn.
That's good.
Kind of got me thinking now.
Yeah, every single rejection is God's protection. Doesn't matter what it was, because there is something waiting for you. It just wasn't your time.
And things change.
Absolutely.
Things change, and there's nothing wrong with change. I think the only thing people may get stuck on is changing, but kind of being fixated and stuck on what they changed from. So if I change from level 2 to a level 6, I'm at level 6 now, but I'm constantly just thinking about that level 2. Like, is that really a level up?
No, it's not.
It's not.
I'm gonna go back to level 2.
Yeah. I'm good. Yeah.
If you're gonna level up, you need to level up.
That's
Point
like
blank,
people that go
period.
through like ex-alcoholics.
Yeah.
You know, they go through level 1, but now they're level 10. But level 1 keeps calling them
Totally.
level 1, and
It all comes down to mindset.
it's mindset, mindfulness.
Yeah, mind over matter.
Exactly. There was another one. It was mind over matter, and I think it's like mind over feelings as well. Like, I'm feeling weak. I don't want to go to the gym. I'm getting gym anxiety. But that's what you're feeling. But your mind has to overcome what you're
Totally.
feeling.
And once you overcome it,
Yeah.
it becomes a habit.
Yeah, and your mind's like, come on, we've been through this a billion times.
Well,
Get out of here.
Like I've always said to my kids, just because somebody has a bad behavior doesn't make them a bad person.
Yeah, man, we all have our off days.
Totally.
You know,
Absolutely.
honestly, we all have our off days, and
no one's perfect.
no one's perfect. And I think once when I had these off days and I started like overthinking it, I did everything but kind of like give myself reassurance that, hey, you're just having one of those moments, and it's fine to have these moments. You're angry, you're pissed off, or whatever, but you're not an angry, pissed off person. People don't know you for that.
Totally.
You know, so don't let this be your identity. Just breathe through this moment. You know, you'll be cool. Just chill.
Yeah.
Don't let this become your identity. We all have moments of like of being like angry and being moody. That's just human cycle, man. Like that's just what it's all about. And I say that to say that I had a hard time coming to grips with that. I would always just be like, I won't accept these feelings that's going through me because I wasn't present. But once I was present, I was like, I'm getting a bit cranky. I need to eat something instead of like dragging that, acknowledging it and being like, oh,
when
okay.
you acknowledge like negativity in your mind and you just let it flow by you,
And kind of keep it there for company.
Well, because it has like negative is part of your life in terms of you've had negative experiences in your life. It's part of who you are.
Pros and cons.
But it's about understanding how do I listen to this, take it away, and just understand that this is what I want.
Yeah.
On a positive level.
Even if it's something that you don't want, you still have to acknowledge it and be like, that was pretty messed up. That's cool. Let me just recollect.
Who you are.
It is. And it's how you.
Everything within your mind is part of who you are, but it's how you handle it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's your response.
Totally.
Like that's why when people like if they were to ever like, talk smack about me or like leave a comment about my music and all that, I don't reply to it. I just like it, and if I do reply to it, I'll be like, hey, thanks for tuning in, thanks for the view.
Well, the fact that they
have a good day.
Went in and had a look and saying something.
Yeah, but that I always I love how
you bring this up though.
I kill it with kindness.
Yeah, totally.
I kill it with kindness.
Like, let's be honest. Have you not posted something and you have hundreds and hundreds of views and hardly any likes?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? They're still a fan. They're still a fan because they still.
Wow, it's crazy you say that. Yeah.
Honestly, that's part of getting outside and being brave.
Mm-hmm.
Because not everyone's gonna like your stuff, and people will watch it. And for me, it's a success if anyone's just watched it. Like for me, when you see views, at least people have had that moment to look at it. Whether they like it or not, each to their own.
Yeah.
But you've got to remember, when you're doing something, you've got to come from a place of security within yourself. Because you're putting it out there to touch at least one person.
Yeah.
And as long as you're changing one life and making a difference, it doesn't matter if you get 100 likes, 5 likes. You're doing what you're passionate about, and you're inspiring.
Doing what you're passionate about and it's inspiring has to come from within.
Absolutely.
Like,
and if you're doing it for likes, you're not doing it for the right purpose.
And if you're doing it just because your friends are doing it, like,
you got to do it for you.
We'll all catch on to it. Totally. You can't fake it for that long, bro.
Well, anyone that's done something has always had to started from the bottom. Now we're here.
Yeah.
So you
shout out Drizzy.
Yeah, you literally have to start from somewhere, and then you slowly like get to that pinnacle point.
Like, yeah.
And what are likes, guys? Like, let's be honest. What is a like? Yeah, you like something.
It's a validation button.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. Some people even scroll and just press like. They haven't even watched it. So just if you're gonna do something that does have to do with content or putting yourself into social media, don't take it to heart if you're not getting likes.
Don't take it personal. Yeah, and don't delete it.
Yeah,
that's pathetic.
Doing what you're doing.
Don't delete it.
And that in itself is bravery on a whole nother level. And I give you so much props. And if you love it, keep doing it. Like,
putting yourself out there is not easy.
No, not at all.
It's not for the weak, especially if you can't handle criticism and if you can't handle people being harsh. But like, I can handle that. And when people got things to say all the time, like, I'm not gonna put a leash over them. Like, they can say whatever they want. I'm not their father. Like,
it lasts for 2 seconds and then it's
I just look at it and just be like, that's even if it catches my
Hey,
attention.
yeah, totally.
Even if it does come across my way, I'm like, oh, okay, someone's got something a little cute to say, thinking they're smart. But yeah, I just look at it. I go into the page. It's usually like a blank profile. It's usually a picture of a car.
Most people are blank.
Yeah, it's
They want to
nothing.
go and state a comment.
It's a ghost account, and they're like, of
Really?
course,
Where they're going to go?
of
But
course.
they're probably trolling a whole lot of people.
Yeah, it's like, of course, you jump into your fake account and you go into real accounts.
For me, it's just like, what a waste of energy.
Again, I don't subscribe to that. I don't.
Energy,
I'm not invested into that. I know what I'm capable of. I know how good I am, and I know how great I can be.